Hola.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to our info session. My name is Marcela. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the associate director here at the CLC. However, I will hand it over briefly to Profesora Lorna Aviles and Jasmine Perez, the center director here at the CLC, since they will be the ones leading you on the trip. Just wanted to let you all know I am recording the session, so if you prefer to stay off camera, I completely understand. But we are recording it so that we can share the questions that you all may have with other students that aren't available today. So just to keep you all posted on that. But I'll be mindful of the chat if there's any questions to make sure that Lorna and Jasmine answer them before y'all head out today. But with that, I will go ahead and hand it over to the two of them.
Jasmine, do you want to go ahead?
Sure. Thanks again for joining us. We are really excited about this program. And I want to thank Lorna for her time and commitment and thought through for the details of the program. We're really excited that this is part of our Exploradores Globales. We are able to put this because of the financial support of an alum who is helping endow and create this program, create opportunities for students who had never traveled abroad and the experience that this will bring. And so as Marcela mentioned, I'm Jasmel, I'm the director of the center. And really this is an opportunity to have a broad overview of the program. We will have an opportunity for questions and answers. And we know that if parents or families have questions later on, please don't hesitate to give them our direct email. I know that sometimes that parents or caregivers really have their own sort of questions that they may want answered. So los cuatro somos bilingües, o sea que si se les hace a la familia más fácil hablar o entender en español, o que les podemos explicar en español, también lo podemos hacer en español. O sea que, pero for today, the session will be in English. If you need some information in Spanish, please don't hesitate to ask.
Muy bien. Hola, everybody. My name is Lorna Viles. I am the faculty member along with Jasmel leading this program. I am in Roman Studies and Spanish, and I do culture and anthropology related type of courses as well as Spanish 3. I'm very excited, obviously, about this program. I'm Puerto Rican. I was born and half raised, I always say there. And I'm excited that you guys are here. So we're basically just going, like Jasmel said, to give you a little bit of an overview of the program, what the itinerary looks like, what the academic expectations are, and then answer any questions that you have. Also, feel free at any point in time, if you do have a question before I switch over to a slide, feel free to stop me. It's a great opportunity to ask, more specific questions if you have any. So we're going to begin by just talking a little bit of a quick overview of the history. So like Jasmel mentioned, this program it's a reiteration of a program that we used to have, thanks to the generous donation of somebody who actually works on campus, who is from Puerto Rico, and who has been very passionate about getting students not only to travel, but also just to experience what Puerto Rico is like and what that means. So we have been working very closely with her to plan and organize this for you guys. And this program is tailored ideally for first or second year Latinx students. That does not exclude, of course, anybody who's not Latinx. It's just a little bit of a preference that we have, but we're very open as to who can go to this program. And just feel free to chime in too if I forget to say something here too. Anybody really who's interested in learning about Latin America, Latinx culture is welcome here. Another thing that we are hoping to get our students who have had limited travel experience, ideally first travelers, but that's not, again, a requirement of the program, to give them an exposure to what it means to travel with a faculty member so that they can learn a little bit more about that. Jasmel?
Yeah, and there is an application process. We'll definitely take into account your essays and the parts of it that you speak about it. But I want to emphasize, because it's something that our donor really wanted to be a part of, because she realizes how important exposure to experiences outside of UNC, outside of North Carolina. And really, Puerto Rico is as international as you get while still traveling domestically.
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure we highlight that and the importance of that.
Great. So as you can see, we're trying to provide students an opportunity, and it might be a first-time opportunity or a second to take a step towards being lifelong journal explorers. That's where actually the name from this program comes to, Exploradores Globales. We're hoping to give you a taste, right, of what exploring different cultures can do for you, aside of obviously just the travel component of it. This is a 10-day program. We have a full itinerary, so every day we have an academic component in the morning. We'll be doing either an activity or actually some service work during the day, and then we'll have an academic component in the evening as well. So again, it's a little rigorous, right? Because it's 10 days, but packed with a lot of experiences and a lot of exposure to topics and things that you might not have done before. Jasmine, do you have anything else you want to add there? We're good. Okay, so when we talk about the course itself, you do get 3 credits for this program. It is an academic program. And the credits that you will get are the EDU 390, which is the topics course in the education department. Like I said, I got a little bit ahead of myself there, but we'll do daily activities and assignments. And a couple objectives as far as academics go is, number one, we want you to experience Puerto Rican culture and also learn a lot about its history, because you can't untie those two things. And there's a lot to be said and to be learned about a country that is its own country in some senses, but it's still a territory of the United States. And what does that mean? And what does that mean for identity and the people that live there? So we're going to explore a lot of different topics in our courses, in our discussions in class, even things like the environment, because obviously that's a big component of the tourism on the island as well. Different topics that you will do readings for, and then you'll learn more about, and then we'll have discussions at the end of the day. Again, conservation efforts, and especially too after disasters like Maria, which unfortunately hurricanes are becoming more frequent, at least the severe ones. So we'll talk about what does that mean for the island long term, how do people recover, and what are the effects, especially for migration as well into the United States because of these type of events. One of the big things too is we'll learn to really appreciate the diversity of culture and what that means. And just to give you a little background on that, guys, I am actually an economic anthropologist by training. So culture is definitely something that I'm passionate about, that I've been studying for a long time. So we'll explore what that means. And especially in a country that is so diverse and with so many backgrounds. And also a lot of biases, and unfortunately, that are inflicted because of that. And you'll just get to navigate what it means to be in a different country, and especially where things are the same but not culturally, and how do you deal with those unexpected events, and giving you tools and strategies, and basically just becoming a better traveler and a good appreciator, I would say, of culture, and respectfully so. We will have a service component to this program. This is something that is very dear to my heart in general with all the programs that I lead. I lead study abroad programs to other countries as well. And I always say, if you're going to visit a country, the least you can do is help out in some way. So we work with organizations that are already established on the ground, and we basically plug in and help them with their existing projects. And in Puerto Rico in particular, we probably will do this about 2 to 3 days out of the 10. And it will vary between home rebuilding and construction, or vacant lot cleaning, and also assisting in homeless shelters. There's a lot of poverty in Puerto Rico. And again, we'll study a lot of the history behind that. So anything that we can do to just help with these organizations will be really appreciated. And for us, not only is it a learning opportunity, but it's also a great time to reflect on all the things that we're studying and how all these things combine to kind of result in these conditions for people on the ground. Of course, there are a lot of excursions. All of our excursions are tied to the academics as well. But if you look here, you'll see some pictures. For example, Ponce is where the firehouse is, El Parque de Bombas. We'll also visit a Yunque, which is the only rainforest in the territory of the United States, which is a gorgeous place to just go spend a day and swim, but also to look at the diversity of plants and animals that we have, and what the country is actually doing to try to preserve that. We'll also go to Culebra. So if you look at a map of Puerto Rico, there's 2 big islands that are on the eastern side. And Culebra is the bigger one of the two that's up on the top. It's a C-shaped island. So we'll take a day trip out there too and talk about what does it mean to live in an island like that is off an island off the United States. We'll also talk about how these populations have adapted to a lot of the challenges that come about because you live in a place like that, and also how they preserve a lot of their cultural identity in such a specific place, and of course environment, because it's just a gorgeous pristine place. And then of course we'll visit Old San Juan, which is the one place that most people know about Puerto Rico. Old San Juan is a colonial town that has been preserved beautifully. A lot of history. We'll walk through the cobblestones that are, intact basically from colonial times, and look at that aspect of the history as well as we reflect on everything that we're learning. So another thing that we wanted to talk about very quickly is what's included in the program. Because of our generous donor, this program is pretty much fully funded, but we want to make sure that we're clear on what that means. Obviously, your airfare to the island is covered. All your transportation on the ground, your hotel stay will be covered. And also for meals will either be provided or we'll give you a little card with money so that you can run out and get some food if it's not a group meal that we were able to arrange. Obviously, your classes are covered and the credit that you'll receive from UNC, those 3, and then any excursions. But for example, if you want to buy souvenirs, right, that's on you. Or if you want to get an extra snack, that's something else that you would have to pay for yourself. So most of the things are covered. Just know that any extra expenditures like that will be things you will have to pay for yourself. Bien. Okay. So that's pretty much a quick summary of this all. A quick reminders, the applications actually just opened 5 days ago, so you're more than welcome to go ahead and take a look at that. And you can visit the webpage, which you can see on the screen, or you can just do a search, Exploradores Globales UNC, and all this will come up for you. Applications will close in January 29th, I believe.
I think so.
It's right. It's on the study abroad page. I'm pretty sure it's the 29th. So you have plenty of time to discuss this with your family and get them on board, because it's always an important component as well. But also, if you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to reach out, like Jasmine said.
The one thing I wanted to reiterate, and we can certainly answer any questions about it, is that when we're visiting or going to any place, we're reminded that we're going into somebody else's spaces, right? And so we want to be, and we'll go over some of this, being respectful and mindful, and being when we're doing some of the community service and engagement, we are taking as much away from those experiences than we are getting. And so part of what some of the pre-work that we'll do is, what does it mean to be doing this type of work, and making sure that how are we respectful of the spaces and places and the experiences that we're partaking through that. So and the other piece that I want to make sure that as much as this is part of and a territory of the United States, it is not home. And so, making sure that we're traveling safe, we're aware. And, this is a 4-credit experience. And so there's the academic components are important of it as well. And you will be graded for that. And so I want to make sure that we highlight that and reiterate that part of it too. So
yeah, completely. And part of the big components of this program is we will have several pre-departure meetings that are required, obviously, where we will address a lot of these things ahead of time, but also again reiterate the point that this is an academic program. This is not a vacation by any means. We are booked from the second we land until the second we leave, and it's very intentional as to how it's structured so that you can get the most out of those 10 days, because it is still a 3-credit course. So imagine the 16-week long courses that you take here on campus. We're cramming that into 10 days. So again, that's a big component, and we do want you to have fun, but again, our priorities are to expose you to many things and have these discussions that are sometimes hard to have too about what you're experiencing, what you're seeing on the island. Does anybody have any questions at all? I know that was a lot of information very quickly.
And y'all can feel free to either come off of mute, put it in the chat, whatever makes more sense for y'all.
Oh yeah, the dates for the program, did I not put that on? And I apologize if I did not. I did not.
They are on the Study Abroad website.
Yes, they
It
are.
starts on May 13th and it ends on May 24th.
Yes, thank you. I didn't want to say so that you didn't get it wrong. So it's basically right after we get done with the semesters, it's kind of a main master course, if you want to think about it that way. Anybody else have any questions? Well, guys, as you continue to look into this program, I'm sure you will come up with questions for any of us. Again, like we said, feel free to email. Also, I have office hours on campus, so we can definitely set up a meeting. The same with just Mel and Marcella. Whatever you feel more comfortable with, we can Zoom, we can, talk on the phone, whatever. But we appreciate you coming, and again, we're very excited that you are interested in this program, and don't hesitate to reach out.
Yes, thank you again. Thank you for the time. It also want to reiterate that if family have questions, we are available and we can do it bilingually or whatever language they're most comfortable with. Thank you.
Thank you all.